have either of you ever seen the movie Speed 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, God.
It's not good.
Do you guys ever hear of a joke that just doesn't get funnier and goes on way too long?
It's called beating a dead horse.
It's called beating a dead horse.
I will
Yeah.
beat that dead horse until the damned horse is dying.
Yeah.
Dead
This horse
again.
is long dead. So if you for your show,
there
both
you
you guys, I'll ask Ashley first and Maggie. If you had to tell somebody that you wanted them to listen to your podcast for the first time, and you wanted to give them what you thought was the best episode you've done,
Oh God.
Right.
We were just asked this question.
It's hard.
Real-
It's a very difficult
kind of.
question.
I don't even know.
Like, okay, I'll tell you right now, the episode that I put the most work into was definitely the Queen episodes. Oh my goodness, did I put a lot of work into that.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh wait, no. I know. The Norwegian black metal episodes.
people love the Norwegian black metal.
Yes.
That-
Those are my favorite episodes
I
that
would
did.
say Norwegian black metal and or the Joy Division. Like,
Joy Division.
as
was
far
good.
as like Ashley episodes go, definitely Norwegian black metal or Wendy O. Williams, because like
Yeah, not enough people talk
listen
about
to that.
Wendy O.
I-
Williams.
and she
so.
needs that.
I have to ask, the Norwegian black metal, what bands did you cover?
We covered
Mostly Mayhem.
Burzum, Emperor.
how many of those bands had eaten their drummer?
None of them have eaten the drummer. There is questions about whether Euronymous from Mayhem ate his lead singer Dead's brains.
Okay.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. I think that was just.
Did anyone
garbage.
burn a church down?
All
yes.
of them.
Oh, they
Okay.
all of
burned
them.
churches
All of them.
down.
Okay.
Well, mostly it was Varg Vikernes from Burzum.
Varg Vikernes.
Varg Vikernes.
Varg Vikernes.
Double V.
If you really want to tick him off, call him Christian because that's his birth name.
I will.
Do it.
I will.
So I'm assuming
Wow.
from hearing you guys that some
Do
the
it.
episodes aren't like total collaborations. Like you'll have an idea and you'll both do
Yeah.
it.
We usually trade off weeks.
Oh, okay.
I'll have 1 week where I do all of the research for a particular artist, and then the next week Maggie will do the same.
Okay,
thing
so the
for
episodes
her.
where like maybe you're talking more, that's a you episode. Okay, I wasn't
Yeah.
just sure if you just were.
Yeah, well, we put a lot of time and energy into our podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we don't just like hang out and then like for like a couple hours and then toss it together. We spend at least like probably 10 to 12 hours a week.
It's not
like
it's
a
not-
year
it's not
week
like
or
us
month.
at all.
we do the first thing.
Yeah.
No.
We get
Like,
together, we drink a bunch of beers,
Yeah.
do 2 shows.
No.
What are we
like,
doing?
we-
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
We write like dissertations on
We
each
really
artist,
do.
pretty
Like,
much, because
we
we
will-
have to, because we
Yeah.
forget everything.
Well, and like we come to each episode and like we put in like a ton of work. Like we want people to understand the stories. We want
Yeah.
people to understand. We understand because not only is it interesting to us, but we want other people to understand like where are these artists coming from? What is their inspiration? And that's why like sometimes we end up with 2 or 3 parters because some of these artists have been around for so
Yeah.
long that you
Like
can't
Guns
help
N'
it.
Roses, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a
Who?
one episode.
That was
And
2,
I-
right?
Oh
Yeah.
my
It
God, I was
ended
like,
up
no,
being
there
2.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
You cannot
No.
put Axl Rose in one episode.
You can't
Yeah, you
contain
can.
that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Oh,
yeah, you
If
can.
you
I
really
wish you
wanted
could.
to.
Yeah, you
I
can.
wish, yeah.
I wish you
I wish you
could.
could, but you can't.
Hey,
You can't.
How many bands have you covered that aren't necessarily rock and roll?
Oh,
A fair amount.
yeah.
Like.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash,
Okay,
actually,
all right.
all throughout like this past September, we did do country. It was Johnny Cash, Loretta Lynn.
Daft Punk,
Lynn.
right? Didn't you do that?
We did do a Daft Punk
Yeah.
episode. Last year we did a Women's Month, and we actually did like Missy Elliott,
That's
Kesha.
true.
You just did a
Janet
Michael
Jackson.
Jackson one, right?
We did Michael Jackson.
Well,
so we tried to cover
he's-
as
he's
much
mostly
music as we
female.
can.
Not rock and roll is the question you asked.
Oh,
Are you
sorry.
remembering your own
Gosh,
questions?
darn it.
My God.
We're
And
we're
even-
bouncing around here, so.
Even this past week, we did Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
The week before, we did Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Sing-
we
sing-
try
sing
to
it.
cover everything.
Sing it.
'Cause
Wait,
this
which
is-
one?
Thriller.
Wait, Thriller.
Yeah.
Cause it's a thriller.
She's a singer.
John just likes that song because Vincent Price is in it.
I do.
And that's a good part.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
really good part, though.
Yep.
That was a pretty choice part of that whole entire album.
That's a great album.
Jeez.
You
It is.
can't put through. There's not a bad song on that album.
You don't have to skip a track.
No.
I mean,
Maybe the last
I
album.
mean,
Maybe the last
no.
last song.
Well, no, the last song.
with Paul McCartney was questionable at best.
The Girl Is Mine?
Hilarious.
The Girl Is Mine?
Is mine. That is
Oh.
hilarious.
Questionable.
Oh,
It's
oh, Michael.
hilarious.
Questionable.
Oh, Michael.
You're-
You know she's my forever lover.
You're singing that at La Boca later.
No, no.
She wants to be with me.
She's my forever lover girl.
Wow.
I love that album. All right.
People are listening and going, "What are they talking about?"
All right.
We're talking about the greatest things ever. Stop.
So we figured out what you figure your best are. And I'm not going to let you answer with the first, because most people who do podcasts say
over your ears.
the first is their worst episode. What would you say? Was there an episode that you guys did that just you felt like it didn't work? Like, and again, not the first, because the first is always tough on every podcast.
Do you have a number 9? Is what we're saying.
First of all, our first 2 episodes were rough. They were rough.
Well, the thing that stinks about our first episode is that I realized halfway through, oh my god, we're recording out of the wrong mic.
Yeah. And our audio was very terrible.
That's different.
Yeah.
I would really like to do our Salt and Peppa over again.
Really?
Yeah,
Salt and
because
Peppa.
because we had just transitioned to a different studio,
Yeah.
so we were both off that evening. So I would have liked to have done that.
But now, when you say transition to a different studio, do you mean someone else's kitchen, or are you guys actually in a studio?
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah,
else's
yeah.
Okay,
kitchen,
all right.
pretty much.
And when you say you're slightly off, is it just the fact that the beer that you were drinking that night just didn't hit right?
It was definitely like, I know what you mean.
Salt and
it was
pepper.
It was a weird.
We just weren't
transition.
in it that evening.
I was in a weird place, and I think because I was in a weird place, that put you in a weird
Yeah.
place, and I'm sorry.
I would really like to also
this-
do our Fleetwood Mac episode over
Oh.
just because it was my.
Yeah, I was gonna say, please don't.
Come on.
Please don't.
Hey, don't make that face.
I am gonna make
Stop
that
it.
face because
Stop it.
you did a whole episode on Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac is amazing.
I'm
You
sorry.
could shut your mouth.
I am not going to shut my mouth because Fleetwood Mac is way overproduced and
You're talking about the more
No, I
modern
blame
Fleetwood
it all
Mac.
on Lindsey
They go way
Buckingham.
back.
you can blame it
I'm
on.
gonna blame it all on Lindsay.
That's
Buckingham.
fine. You can blame it on.
So
I don't.
Sir.
I don't need to listen
Sir.
to anything about.
Sir,
Sir.
you need to go back and listen to that.
No,
Excuse me.
no Fleetwood
Sir
Mac.
John.
Less Fleetwood
Sir.
Mac in my head, the better.
We're gonna.
So what do you?
We're gonna have
his brain.
Yes, we are. You want to fight? Let's fight.
We're gonna
Do
fight.
you guys have an
Come at
actual
me.
like master list? Do you have a bunch of shows planned out ahead, or?
I mean, we have our shows planned out like about 2 months ahead of time. As long as we have like a theme
As long
going
as
for that
Lindsey
month, and
Buckingham
usually
is there.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
If Lindsey Buckingham is there, means we're not gonna talk about
Remember
it.
that? Remember that beating a dead horse?
I am the guy that beats that
This
damn
guy.
dead horse. Yes.
He did it.
Oh.
He totally pulled it off.
Anyway, to get
For
back
the
to
next-
the real
For the next
question.
2 years, you're gonna hear from me going, "Hey, how's about that, Lindsey Buckingham?"
Yeah, how's about that guy?
Hey, you know what? I do feel kind of bad for him because that's what he had to go through.
I just heard about that. He had.
He just had open heart surgery and it damaged his vocal
Yeah, I
cords.
saw
so.
that.
Like,
Karma.
I
And-
don't want
and-
anything
I'm
bad
shutting
to
your mic
happen
off
to
before you say
anyone.
something. Horrible.
And there are things that I don't care about,
Ooh.
and
Oh my
Lindsey Buckingham
goodness.
is one of them.
Okay.
We wish you well,
Moving
Lindsey
on.
Buckingham.
No,
We legitimately
We do.
wish him well.
you do.
Because, as much as we don't like the guy,
Worst.
we do
I am.
hope he has a speedy and well recovery.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Agreed.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm shutting your mic
performing
off. Your
again.
mic's off. All right. So.
What are you worried about?
Nice to the guy.
Fine, move on. People are gonna call up and go, "Oh my God, you hate Lindsey Buckingham, Johnson."
Holiday Road, man. That's all I gotta say.
you can
Holiday
just
Road.
Holiday
direct those
Road.
questions. You can direct those comments to us. We'll deal with it. It's fine.
And your podcast for the people out there that are going to
Yeah,
want to
there.
definitely check this out. It's weekly.
yes.
Very weekly.
weekly.
Very weekly.
So do you record one at a time every week, or how do you do this?
Mostly, every week we'll record.
Yeah.
Like Monday nights, I edit on Tuesdays, and I try to get them out by Wednesdays mornings.
Okay.
Wednesdays mornings.
Wednesdays
mornings.
mornings.
Yeah. All right.
Lots of accessories there. Wednesdays morning.
Wednesdays mornings.
We're just part of Dethklok now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Dethklok, yes.
Tokyo War Tooth, not a bumblebee.
He's not a
He's
bumblebee.
not.
I don't understand anything they just said there. I understood
Really?
Dethklok. Yeah.
Nothing?
No.
Oh,
no.
get
Man,
on that.
you need to watch Metalocalypse.
Yeah,
So good.
exactly.
I've never
So
seen
good.
it.
Have you guys read any of Galacticon yet?
Not yet, but I have listened to
Hey, you have?
Brendan Small's albums
Yes.
of Galacticon.
Yes. Which
So good.
Which he has turned into a comic book.
I know. I need to
Ooh.
read the comics.
You don't.
Galacticon is very good.
Oh, yeah.
though.
If-
The
if-
albums
I'm
are.
about that.
If you've listened to the album, you don't necessarily need to read the comic. But the comic,
like
but it's
too.
worth it.
but the comic is so good.